Assalamu alaikum. This is Attorney Talib Karim, and we are here remotely at the Time to Be Grateful conference in Los Angeles, California. And this is historic because of several reasons. First of all, as I understand, this is the first time that the Time to Be Grateful conference has been held here in Los Angeles. And significantly to me personally, this is the birthplace of my mother, Dr. Linah Karim Muhammad. And she grew up in this community in Los Angeles, and it served as the foundation that eventually led her to accept and embrace Islam and pave the way for me and the generations that followed me. We are here with someone really cut in her image. As you all know, my mother was an educator, was a founder of several Muslim schools, and we have today with us the director of a Muslim school that's located not too far from where we are currently, near the Los Angeles International Airport. So, sister, can you tell me first of all your name?
Azizah Ali Regan.
Can you tell me what is it that makes your school, the Islah Academy, so special?
I'm the principal there, and I think that Islah I is a school that was really modeled after the Sister Claire Muhammad schools, with the idea that we needed to educate our children and how important it was. But I think what makes our school unique is that, one, we focus on social emotional learning, which we know that our children in the community in South Los Angeles are faced with a lot of different traumas. So before we can educate them and give them pencil and paper, we have to make sure that they're well completely. Another thing we do is focus on leadership skills and prophetic character building. So we have this concept of our leadership program is being built on different characteristics of Prophet, peace be upon him. And that's what we use to teach our children leadership skills.
What inspired you to actually found and establish the Islah Academy?
Well, again, I'm the principal. I'm one of the founding board members, but it was not just me. Imam Jihad Safir is the director, along with his wife, Garland Safir, and a lot of other community members and parents who said that we need to take control of the education of our children. In South Los Angeles, we didn't have a lot of options in terms of public schools. There's a lot of issues and ills that we try to not just shield our kids from, but I think give them the resilience to also deal with them. Right. So with that in mind, our community, Islah, acquired the building that was an actual school, which was like a message from Allah. We have to start a school. But one of the things that really encouraged me is that when I was very young, I saw the Marva Collins story, and I always wanted to be an educator. And my mom worked with Sister Claire Muhammad in Chicago, and so we've always had that idea that education was monumental, and in fact is a legacy of ours.
Hold on. You mean to say that your mother actually worked directly with the Sister Claire Muhammad?
Yes, and she wrote a book about it. It's called Impeccable. Shameless plug. Sister Ann Ali worked in Chicago and Arizona many years with Sister Claire Muhammad. So she was under her tutelage, and I think a lot of what she learned about education she got from her. She was here today selling books. She'll be back tomorrow.
And tell me, dear sister, you being, I guess, the second generation of educators in your family, what does that mean in terms of the weight that you might feel on your shoulders? I mean, in terms of like this school, how many years did it take to form, and how many students are currently there?
So this is our 6th year. We currently have about 65 students at Islah. We are fully WASC accredited, which means that we have the accreditation of Western Association of Schools and Colleges, and it's a K through 8. And I think that we had an excellent model, but it is our duty to really take it to the next level. We have some elements that we're dealing with now that we really have to make sure that our children and our communities and our families are emotionally completely well. And that means that we're making sure that the kids have eaten. We're making sure that if there are some issues that they're dealing with, that we have, we call them behavior coaches, but actually they're counselors that the kids can talk to on a daily basis. We have a huge homeless population in Los Angeles, and some of our students have faced homelessness. So these are all of these things that we have to make sure that a community school would do, is making sure that the entire family is serviced.
It's amazing that you mentioned homelessness here in Los Angeles when you see so much prosperity, and it's very similar to what we see in the West Coast. The East Coast and Washington D.C., which is seeing skyrocketing home prices in neighborhoods that have heretofore been, largely abandoned and really forgotten about, and now these homes that are in these communities that were downtrodden are now $1 million homes, and thus the people who were living in those homes can no longer afford to live in them, and they're being dispossessed. What do you see as the mission that you have to make sure that that cycle is broken?
Well, first of all, we have to include financial literacy in our curriculum if we're talking about this 21st century learning. That's just something that's never really been done with our community, speaking to them young about being able to buy property, and the type of jobs that you need and how much money you need to keep a business going. That's the conversation that we need to start having with our children in the education setting, because I just know it wasn't taught to me, and it's essential. But also just letting them also really know the value of our neighborhoods, because we spend so much time making it and getting out, and then when people start moving in and our neighborhood doesn't look like our neighborhood anymore, where was that value when people were making it and leaving? So just that whole piece has to do with education. It's not just, like I said, about the core subjects, math and science, but it's a holistic education system. It's a holistic academic environment where the students have an opportunity to learn these things that will really take us into the 21st century.
And tell me, speaking of the 21st century, what are you all doing to prepare young people for the careers of the 21st century? Do you all have, for example, a STEM curriculum? Are you teaching our children about cybersecurity, for example, which is a cutting-edge area of opportunity where young people can begin making, very good income even without having actually a college degree? In fact, some are doing it without even having graduated from high school.
Well, we definitely do the STEM, but we focus a little bit more on media arts, where they're learning to film, edit, make their own podcasts. Even we've paired with Hollywood is one of our partners. Hollywood.
What is Hollywood?
Hollywood is a Muslim company that employs Muslims, has Muslim-based films that are broad, but gives Muslims an opportunity who want to be in the media jobs without sacrificing their beliefs.
Okay.
And that's run by my husband, Omar Regan.
Wow.
But
shout out.
Yes, the reason why we do it is because there's so much power in the media, and if the students know how to manipulate that, it's just a good situation for them. So we do, like I said, the STEM, but we focus a lot more on media arts as well at Islah.
Excellent. So, and is this your daughter?
No, this is Bilquis. She's a friend of. This is Karima's daughter.
All right,
Karima.
come on over here, Sister Bilquis. So tell me, what is your name, first of all?
Bilquis.
And what do you want to do when you grow up, Sister Bilquis?
Clean, cook, wash dishes, lock the door, do my phone number, play on my phone, cook my food.
Wow. How about your children? Are you going to take care of your children as well, or are you just going to do this all for yourself?
I'm just gonna for myself.
What? Well, you're not going to have any children and your husband? You're going to just lock yourself in your house and let no one come in? Is that what you're going to do?
No, I'll let your grandma come in.
You let your grandmother come in. Well, that's nice enough. Well, great. Thank you so much, Bilquis. It's an honor to have you on our video, and hopefully we'll get a chance to make sure that your parents are very proud about the fact they have a wonderful daughter who's going to make sure that her room and her house is very clean. when she grows up, right?
No, God. It's going to have a disaster.
No way. I know you're going to make sure that house is very clean, right?
Yeah, no, it'll be a disaster.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Take care now. So, I mean, this is, again, my mother and father used to teach oftentimes that the children are the future. And teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all that they possess inside, right? And that's the theme song for the greatest love about the Muhammad Ali story. But I think that it's still very much something that resonates with us, that our children are the future. So with that in mind, what do you see as the future of Islah Academy? My mother and father, may the Almighty have mercy upon them, they started the school from our basement, a child care center focused on training our young people to become scientists and engineers. And you know, me and my siblings went on to engineering school, and some of us went to law school. What do you see as one, as the impact that you're having on your young people, and two, if you were to project in the future of what you'd like to see at the Islah Academy, in the next 5 to 10 years, what would you like to see?
We definitely have started a high school component, which is a homeschool satellite program for high school. But what I would love to see is programming for the community, as well as parenting classes, and our students becoming the next ethical leaders. So the leadership skills and the problem thinking skills and all that stuff that they're learning, they'll be the next ethical leaders that are going to really be able to solve these major problems that generations before them have caused. So,
are you all open to exporting the model that you have built here to other communities, be it throughout the California peninsula, or for that matter out to DC? I mean, there are a number of communities such as DC and in Maryland where there are not schools like Islah. There may be some Muslim schools, but none perhaps like the formula you've built. Are you all open to partnering with communities such as those?
Definitely. Our director, Imam Jihad Safir, he does a lot of restorative justice training for the different schools that we do in our school. So we're definitely sharing with other schools and would love to work more closely with other Islamic schools. And before we opened our school, we did, for a year, extensively visiting Muslim schools all over the place. Visited Sister Claire Muhammad in Atlanta, and just different schools all over Los Angeles where we could really pick and see what we wanted to use to develop our school. So I say that, alhamdulillah, we're all doing really good jobs in terms of bringing Islamic education to our children, and we can collaborate more.
Well, I know, again, as a child of a couple of school founders and educators, that it's no small task. And you don't get paid a lot of money, unfortunately, although you should get paid a lot of money. A lot of sacrifices. So I just want to ask Allah to shower His mercy upon you and your husband and your entire team, because I know that it takes a lot of work. And I want you to know that we here with the Dr. Talib Karim Muhammad Center and in partnership with the Academy of Muslim Achievement, we're here to support you and hopefully get your story told and allow others to be able to come and connect and support the good work you're doing as well.
Thank you so much.
May Allah be with you. All right, Assalamu alaikum.